Hi, Liam Ward here at LearnTheHarmonica.com. Today I'm teaching you the love theme from the Godfather films. I'm on a B-flat harmonica because the song's in C minor, so we're going to play in third position. But if that means nothing to you and you've only got a C harmonica, you can still follow the tab on screen and follow the instructions and try and play along with that. I'm going to give you an example of me playing it first, and then we're going to go through the tab line by line. Okay, let's get right on with the tab here, and we've got, what have we got? 6 lines to get through. You'll notice line D has a second half in brackets. That's because we're going to have 2 different versions of it. There's a lower octave, so down in the bottom few holes version of it, and then we've also got the version of higher up, so we're just going to mention that one as well. But don't worry about that, we'll talk about that when we get to it. So line A sounds something like this. Remember, on a B-flat harmonica. Now we've got bends at the start and the end of that, so it's tricky because you've got to start right off with a bend and then you've got to finish and hold a bend at the end of that. So really good practice for your bending, this one. We're starting with a 3-draw second bend, so that's a full step bend, and then a 4-draw, 5-draw, 5-blow, and then 4-draw, 5-draw, 4-draw, 5-blow, 4-draw, and then a 3-draw semitone bend, so first bend, and then a 4-blow, and finishing back where we started with a 3-draw second bend. I'm going to play that line in full, nice and slow. Played that wrong. The second last line there, I played a 4-draw, and then I play a 4-blow. So you can split this into 2. You might want to think of it as the first bit, and then, I don't know, if you want to take this slowly, maybe split it into chunks and take it bit by bit. But that's the line in full. Ba 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 da 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 da. You might notice me kind of cupping the notes, especially the last one. So if I play the last 4 notes, and maybe doing a bit of a jaw vibrato, kind of bending it up and down, just to try and make that note a bit nicer to listen to, a bit more palatable, because if you heard it kind of just played as is, it can be maybe a bit brash, a bit in your face. So I'll just play that once more, and I'll count myself in on 3 in case you want to play this line with me. So line A, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and again, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the first time I played the note that time round, the first note of the line, it was a bit rough, so that shows you when it can go a bit awry. The other thing you have to be sure of is your first and second bend on 3, they have to both be in tune, because otherwise, near the end there, you've got a 3-draw semitone bend and then a full step bend. They have to sound distinct, otherwise it gets very messy and you won't be playing the melody as it is. Okay. So that's line A. The next line is similar, so if you read along the line, only the last 2 notes are different. So I'm not going to go through and say every single note on the line. But the last two notes, instead of a 4-blow and then a 3-draw second bend, we've got a 3-draw second bend and then a 2-draw. And what that means for the line in full is it sounds like this. And this is even more crucial perhaps to get the bends right, because you're going 3-draw semitone bend, 3-draw full step bend, and then a 2-draw. You could finish with a 3-blow, by the way, if you wanted to. If you're struggling because you've got most of your air on the in-breath and you want to get some out, play the 3-blow. For me, I prefer to play the 2-draw so I can get a bit of vibrato if I want to. Okay? So I'll play that line again, line B, and I'll count myself in on 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. Cool. So let's try A and B together. Okay, I'll count us in on 3 again, and we're going to play the whole of A and the whole of B. 1, 2, 3. Okay, very nice. It's almost like I'm trying to make mistakes to give you examples of this. There's another one there where when I played line A, I think it was line A, yeah, the first bend on 3 was a bit flat, which meant it wasn't as obviously the note I was going for. It was a bit out of tune. So I need to practice that. We all need to practice it. So that's lines A and B together. Line C is a nice one. So after we've got again, really good practice for your bends this. So we've got 2-draw, 3-draw semitone bend, 4-draw bend, semitone bend, the only bend you can do on 4, and then 5-blow. And then we've got 2-draw, 3-draw semitone bend, 4-draw bend, up to the 4-draw. So instead of going to the 5-blow, as we have previously, go to up to the 4-draw. And you can split this line into 2, and there's actually a gap in the middle there naturally. So really, really nice. And when you're playing along with the backing track, if those bends aren't perfectly in tune, you really hear it. Playing along just now, get away with it, but if I was playing with the track, you would hear it. So they've got to be really, really good and in tune to really give this tune everything you can. So I'm going to play that line C again on 3. See if you can join in with me. 1, 2, 3. And again, 1, 2, 3. Great, fantastic. So that's lines A, B, and C. We now get to line D. We've got 3 more lines to go, but line D, we've got 2 options. Neither of them is easy, but the first option is down lower on the harmonica and it only involves bends. The higher one involves a overblow. So I've put that in there just in case you want to do it, and it sounds quite nice if you're able to get that. So I won't spend too long on that. We'll do the bending one first. So line D sounds something like this. Okay, now that is 1 draw, and then a 2-draw second bend, and then a 4-blow, 3-draw semitone bend, 3-draw full step bend, 4-blow, 3-draw semitone bend twice, and then the full step bend twice, and then we've got the 1-draw bend up to the 1-draw. Okay, so lots of notes there. I'll play that again so you can hear it. Again, loads of practice for your bending and really, really good workout moving around these holds. One of the reasons this song is so great for practicing on the harmonica. It sits really nicely, but very good practice for these bends. So we've got bum bum ba ba bum ba 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 bum 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 bum. Hopefully you can hear those two semitone bends and then the full step bends and then one draw bend, one draw. A lot of people who have bending technique, they don't quite get the distinction every time between those notes on hole 3, on the 3 draw with the bends. So make sure you're practicing this nice and slow to make sure you're distinguishing each of those notes. If they're kind of all the same, then it's not quite going to happen. So make sure you're practicing those as they are. So the second way we could play line D is further up the harmonica in the next octave up, and it would sound like this. Rushing it a bit there. So we've got 4 draw, 5 draw, and then a 7 blow, and then a 6 overblow. So that's the equivalent of the 3 draw semitone bend. And then a 6 draw, and then 7 blow, 6 overblow twice. So that's like the double 3 draw semitone bend. And then 6 draw twice, which is like the double step bend on 3 draw. And then a 4 draw bend up to a 4 draw. So that's like the 1 draw bend upwards. It's the same. So now I don't do a lot of overblows, but I thought I'd put it in there as something that's an option for you, because you might like the sound of going up with the melody after. You might just like that. You finished the previous line on the 4 draw, so start the next one on the 4 draw and go upwards. It's quite nice. But that's just an option for you, so that's why I put it in there. I'm not going to play that when I play the thing in full and we're going through it. I'm just going to play the lower line. So we've got 2 more lines to go, but before we do those, I'm just going to play lines A to D in full. So have a go at playing along with me. I'll count us in on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. Now we have some chord changes that change the feel of the song slightly. We're going to do these 2 lines and then it will return to the part we've just done. Okay, so we're just going to go through the tab for these, and then the tab following that would be the same, so no point going through it. So line E is. Again, finishing on a bend, good practice. So 4 draw, and then 4 draw bend, and then 4 blow. So that kind of leads down to that 4 blow. And then a 5 blow, 4 draw, 3 draw semitone bend, 3 draw full step bend. So again we're going from one to the next. So I'll just play that slowly for you. Ba, 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 ba. And then line F. We've got second bend on 3 draw, and then 4 blow, and then back to that second bend on 3, and then 2 draw, and then 2 draw again, 3 draw semitone bend, 2 draw, 3 draw full step bend. Okay, so when you're practicing again, you could do the first 4 notes and then the second 4 notes as separate parts when you're practicing. Bum, 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 bum. I'm singing the wrong line, I'm singing the previous one. You get the idea. Okay, let's try lines E and F together. So I'll count us in on 3. 1, 2, 3. Cool. So that takes us really to the end of the tab. At this point in the song, you think of what's happening here, Liam? You're leaving me hanging. It goes back to the start. So we'd again have... We'd have that line again and go through the tab as is. So you've got to see how this all comes together. Let's go from the start, line A, right down to line F. As I say, on line D, I'll play the lower part. If you want to play the higher part, absolutely fine. We'll just go through the whole thing once. So we're not going to go back to the start again. So we'll be in on 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we'd be back in. So we'd be round with the melody again. So that gives you really all you need to know to put this tune together. Obviously there's a lot of bends in there which are really tricky. If you're doing the overblow, obviously that's tricky as well. Just playing the bends in tune takes a lot of work, so I'd recommend spending some time on this. Take it nice and slow. If you did want to get hold of a backing track, I actually found one on iTunes which was for a flute player. It wasn't in the right key for what I wanted it. I wanted to play it on a B flat, so I pitch shifted it. But they are out there. There's a lot of ones on YouTube which seem to be slash versions. I don't know, I'm not a guitarist, so I'm ignorant of these things. But take it nice and slow. And I hope this has helped you get a handle on this. I've had a few requests for this song, so I do try and do requests if I get round to the songs that people suggest. So for those who requested it, I hope you've enjoyed this. And for those with other requests, please send me an email, contact@LearnTheHarmonica.com. Find me on Facebook, search LearnTheHarmonica.com, or on Twitter @LearnTheHarp, or just put a comment beneath here, letting me know what you'd like to learn. I'll be back with something else next week. I don't know what I'm going to be teaching yet. I hope to see you then. Until then, enjoy your playing. Cheers.